Let's talk about last night. Praying that there is some light at the end of the tunnel here. I cried 6 times. Screw the rest of my TBR. Who was gonna tell me that this is a 6-star read?
Today's vlog is starting in the car because I need to go, but I also need to start this vlog. I haven't picked up the camera in like a week. My youngest baby has been very, very sick. Praise God, we have access to medical care and medicine because he is definitely on the mend, feeling so much better now, but it was all hands on deck for pretty much a week. And obviously making content just goes on way on the back burner, but I'm trying to stay consistent. It's also less than 10 days till Christmas and I need to get Christmas shopping done. I need to make some progress on my TBR. So there's lots of things to do, but like I said, it's been quite the week in my personal life, but things are definitely looking up and it wasn't anything too serious, but obviously when your kids are sick, you just feel really helpless and you want to swap places with them instantly and you wish it was you and not them. So I'm so happy that he's feeling better. So yeah, this video is going to be making my way hopefully through some of my TBR. I have been reading The Pretender on the side and it's been the most unexpected, enjoyable read. And I think I have like 150 pages left. So I think tonight I'm going to open a bottle of wine, relax, and finish the book and maybe start on Dire Bound tomorrow. I'm super excited for that one.
I am a happy girl right now. I've got a glass of wine and chocolate. This is Oh My S'mores. And the thing is, I am absolutely obsessed with Chocopology's s'mores chocolate bar and I can't find it anywhere. It is always sold out. I asked my sister to check, bestie Sarah checks for me in their locations and yeah, they're always sold out. But I love the combination of a chocolate covered graham cracker and marshmallows, as long as the marshmallows aren't completely melted. So that's not an easy feat to have all of that in a combination packaged. But anyways, since I can't get my hands on Chocopology s'mores chocolate bar, I'm gonna try this one, which looks promising. I wish the marshmallows were like evenly distributed, but ooh, I don't love that. I was hoping to see a straight graham cracker in the middle. I should have known because it's quite thin, but it seems like they just crumbled up graham crackers and then put it in the chocolate bar. Yeah, it's not as good. It's not even close. It's just not it. Anyways, the wine is good. And for my reading update, I've been reading The Pretender and it's been the most unexpected joy to read. I haven't read many historical fiction. What sold it to me was it's marketed as a comedy set in the Tudor period of England, which I love. And also the cover is gorgeous. So I thought, I'll try it, give it the first 100 pages. This book had me laughing by page 2, if not 1, and I've continued to laugh. It's such an endearing story told through the lens of humor. I have just under 100 pages left, but I'm pretty sure this is a 5-star read. It's felt like a 5-star read since I've started it, and it's just continued to win me over, capture my attention. I feel the pull to go to it. I miss the character, obsessed with his inner monologue, and I love Joan. It's my exact kind of humor. I've been looking forward all day to sitting down and finishing this, but it's also bittersweet because I don't want it to end. I absolutely adore our main character. Unfortunately, all stories have to end, and I do want to find out what happens. So we're going back to the 1400s. This guy's still here? Honestly so shocked at how dark this turned. But when you think about the time period that they're in and the situation and who he ultimately has become, it does make sense that it would take a darker turn. But honestly, I'm a little nervous that this is getting a little bleak, and I hope that that is not the end. And I know that this is part of the genius of this book, is this feeling of like, I literally don't know who this person is. Ultimately, after being on this long journey, I still don't know. Yeah, and we're on the last 10 pages, and I am just praying that there is some light at the end of the tunnel here, because I was not expecting it to get so dark so fast, and I love this character, so I'm still hoping for the best. We'll see. I'm scared. Last 2 pages, please be happy. Oh my god. It's not bad. It's very realistic to the time period. Actually, hold on. Now that I'm thinking about it, that is the happiest, cleanest ending. I just needed to take a second. Oh, this is genius. When you actually process it and you understand, oh my god, this is... Hang on. I need to continue thinking. I'm so deep into the pretense that I'm grieving the lack of the pretense. Okay, Joe Harkin, I can see your genius here. That was a wild ride. That was a riot. I'm gonna go to bed so that I can better articulate my thoughts in the morning. But wow, I think I'm gonna think about this book forever. So I don't need to think about my rating. This is a 5-star. It's complicated, but it's 5 stars. I just need to process my own feelings about this and the ending in particular. But now I need to detach for a bit. Okay guys, good night. I will see you in the morning. Good morning guys. I have slept, I have processed The Pretender. It is still firmly a 5-star read, and I was thinking all night, how in the world am I going to describe the genius that is this book, how brilliant Joe Harkin is to set up and structure a story such as this to ensure that you feel a certain way about our beloved main character at the end of the book that you've been following since he was a child. To then feel a certain way about him at the end is just truly such a remarkable feat to achieve through storytelling. Was it the ending I was really hoping for the entire time? No. But if it had been, it wouldn't have been as brilliant. And I do have to comment on the reading footage because I think you can visibly see how excited I was and how much I adored this book going into that reading session. And then you can see it kind of tapering off and me having concerns throughout. And my instant reaction was, oh crap, that went down a star. Like, why did we take this turn? Then it literally dawned on me, the whole point of the book dawned on me right then and there. And that's when I realized that the story has to end this way. And it's so hard for me to talk about this book without spoiling the ending, because the ending is truly remarkable when you put it in context with everything that has happened from start to finish. It's honestly a bit vexing that I can't adequately describe how I feel about this book without spoiling it. But you know who can? Karen Russell can. After I finished this book, I read the reviews on the back, and my god, did Karen Russell just take my feelings and my words out of my mouth. So I'm just gonna pop them here on the screen. What Joe Harkin has accomplished in The Pretender left me awestruck on every page. I had no idea that a medieval historical novel could be this wickedly funny, this timely and timeless. A work of genius, a wellspring of laughter and sorrow, a feat of time travel, and a feast of language. That is such an eloquent 5-star review and perfectly captures how I feel about this book as well. So if you want to dabble into historical fiction and you want to laugh and you're in for a true literary journey, get The Pretender. Also, before I went to bed, I decided to start reading Diary Bound. I'm so excited to finally be reading this book. I think I got this book back in July and it has just been staring at me, knowing that this is the one that's going to probably thrill me the most. So very quick reading update on this. I only read the first 7 pages. I'm still on chapter 1, but immediately our FMC is giving Selena Sardothian. Yeah, immediately she is. So this is a bit of me already. Like I am already feeling the pull to get back to this book. However, Christmas is a week away. So today, me and my husband are going to pick up the rest of our gifts for the boys, and I might wrap them as well today. And I also need to pick up some wrapping paper. But before we run those errands, we're gonna go on a little breakfast date. After all of that, I'll probably get the audiobook for this so I can listen to it while I'm wrapping the gifts. Also, I need to get a head start on dinner tonight, as well as do heaps and heaps of laundry. Back at home, we did take a little longer than anticipated running all of those errands, but we're very successful. Aside from candy that we're gonna put in the boys' stockings, pretty much able to find everything that we were looking for except for one thing, but I think we can save that for my oldest son's birthday, which is also around the corner. It's good to have some gifts set aside for Christmas and then some gifts set aside for his birthday. Since I've been back, I do have a reading update. I have been listening to the audiobook for Diarbound. I'm pleased to report that it is a duet narration, which we always love. Yay! I'm on chapter 6, I think. I haven't read anything about this book. I just know that it has a lot of excitement and hype around it in the fantasy community via Book Talk, Bookstagram, BookTube, all of it. I have not come across anyone who hasn't liked Diarbound, so it's promising, and we've had a great start to it so far. I really like the FMC's energy. I'm going in blind, but I think I know enough to have a premise of the book, which is that in the world that they're in, which is this world, I think there's a glossary in the back, so let's see if I can find the right pronunciation for it without bumping into a spoiler, because that's always the risk you take when looking at the glossary for fantasies. Y'all, it starts with an A. Why is it not the first word on here? Why is the first word on here start with an S? Because I'm looking at the wrong thing, that's why. There's another map in the back. I don't know, but I will know. I will know soon. Okay. Oh my God. Spoilers. Let's dodge them. Okay. The kingdom. Whoa. Okay, wait. Wait, never mind. I am wrong. We were looking at the wrong kingdom. You think I know by how much fantasy I read? Here's one kingdom. That's the wrong kingdom. They're not in that kingdom. They're in this kingdom, which I don't need a glossary for. They're in Nocturna. Our FMC's name is Marin, and she is known as an alley cat. She is a tough chick. She's a protector of her family, full of confidence and attitude, but without coming across as arrogant. She's very likable. If you like Selena Sardothian, you're gonna like Marin. In this fantasy realm, there is Nocturna and Astriana. These two realms are at war with each other. In Astriana, they have these magical beings called siphons. And in Nocturna, you have the Direbound, which are these warriors that have been bred over a long lineage of other warriors. They're looked at as the elite. They are much taller in stature, and they are bound to dire wolves. This is the main defense that Nocturna has over the siphons, which come into Nocturna and have have been kidnapping children, and the kids refer to them as nabbers. Marin, our FMC, has a little sister that she's very protective over who ends up getting nabbed, which then causes Marin to sign up to join the front line so that she can go and look for her sister. Now, the part where I'm at is that we've discovered that in Nocturna, they have random bonding trials that no one knows when is going to take place because they are very difficult and very dangerous. They're as dangerous as going to war itself. And so those that are in charge do not disclose when bonding trials are taking place in order to not deter anyone from signing up to become part of the Nocturna army. But of course, it just so happens that when Marin enlists, there's gonna be a bonding trial that occurs. And guys, the plot, the world is already filling me up. Number one, if you have watched my reorganizing video, you know that I do love the Empyrean series. I loved Fourth Wing. I love Iron Flame. I love Onyx Storm. And one of the best powers that I would say I'm most obsessed with is siphons. So the fact that this book has a whole plot surrounding siphons, even though they're the villains, I love it. However, I don't know if I'm gonna love these siphons because it kind of seems like they're more like almost vampire-ish. I don't know. Needless to say, I'm all in on Direbound. Sorry guys, that was my rice cooker. I'm trying to get ahead of cooking dinner so I'm not like in a bind when we get home and like rushing everything. I am going to save wrapping presents for later tonight when the boys are asleep. I've hidden them. I've hidden the bags and everything in a different room, and there's a gate on the door so they definitely can't go in there. But while I was out, I did stop by Ulta because I don't even know how I've managed to do this. First world problems, first of all. I have been surviving for like a month without a moisturizer. I know, that is awful. And it's winter time and the heater's been on. And so my skin is not happy with me. It's very dry and I desperately need a moisturizer. But when you go into Ulta, you can't just leave with one thing. And I had a gift card, so I left with several things. I'm also all out of my face wash. I decided to try out the Tatcha Rice Wash. I've never used this before, but I really like the Tatcha moisturizer, which I took a break from because, well, it's expensive. And when I got pregnant, I wasn't sure if the Tatcha moisturizer was pregnancy safe. So I switched over to the Honest Company's moisturizer. And man, let me say, you get a bang for your buck because that tub lasted me forever. So I grabbed that and then of course had to grab a moisturizer, and I saw that they came out with a new one. So usually it comes in like this little tub that's a cream based moisturizer, but then I saw this new one which is the Dewy Milk Moisturizer, and it's in this kind of container. Oh my god guys, don't you hate when that happens? Like I thought I took this off, but look what happened. It didn't do anything. I'm just gonna be lazy and twist it off. Ooh. It's a pump. That's so cool. I was also running low on the Ordinary Niacinamide Serum. This serum is honestly what keeps me acne free. I swear by it. I use this serum in my, problem areas where I commonly get breakouts, and this quickly minimizes them or prevents them altogether. So get this for sure. And it's so cheap. And last, I was running low on the It Cosmetics CC cream that I always use in place of a foundation, but then I saw that they came out with the CC Plus Nude Glow product. I guess maybe it's foundation. It's 90% skincare is what it said, and it has SPF 40. So this is primarily what I use. I do my skincare. I use this blush, eyebrow gel, oh my god, which I forgot to get, chapstick, lipstick, and I curl my eyelashes, and that's it. All right, it is now time for me to run and grab the boys, and then I will finally get to wrapping those gifts. Hey guys, It's the evening time, so that means we're wrapping Christmas gifts. So first, I guess we should start with the wrapping paper. I have to say, I thought that the Container Store was gonna have plethora of options. Why did I think that? I don't know, because I've never been there, but I was like, you know who would have amazing wrapping paper? The Container Store. Yeah, I don't know. My brain is funny sometimes. All right, I'm gonna grab my headphones and start listening and rapping. All right, we're done. But now for the real reason why we're here, which is a reading update on Dire Bound. I am now 21% into the book, and while I am very much interested in the plot, there are some elements to it that is formulaic. It's very reminiscent of Fourth Wing's Conscription Day. It has a lot of the same elements going on. I guess I'm just basically saying it's not my first rodeo, so some things are pretty predictable, at least at this point, which is fine. We're early on in the book, and a lot of things can still change. I just hope that it's not too predictable. It's very entertaining and it moves quite quickly. The world building so far seems pretty simple. Right now I just got to the part where they are training, so I think I'm going to finish that chapter and then probably get some sleep. Hey, we just got back from watching Avatar 3, which let me tell you, Avatar 3 was not something that was on my radar. I wasn't expecting to have an Avatar 3 this year. And so when my husband was like, are we seeing Avatar 3? I was like, yes, whenever it comes out. And he's like, so Friday? And I don't know why, I've heard nothing about Avatar 3. Call me Patrick Star. I might be living under a rock with all my books. But yeah, if you are like me and had no idea, Avatar 3 is out and you should 100% go see it. Tell me why I cried 6 times to Avatar 3. Tell me why. The first time I cried was 10 minutes into the movie. It was so good, but I do feel a little bit drained. Like that was an emotional journey. But I'm home now and I have exactly 1 hour before I need to take care of some household responsibilities. So I made myself a hot chocolate and decided we're gonna read for an hour and see how many pages I can read. So I'm gonna start the timer and put it on the bookshelf. I'm at the part where they're introducing all of the trials, and I love trials. I could read a plethora of trial-based books and be equally excited for all of them all over again. No! Well, honestly, that sucks because I was actually getting to a part that was really, really interesting. But that's okay because we have the audiobook. So I will definitely be listening to that while I clean up the house and start on dinner, maybe put away some laundry. But yeah, in terms of how many pages I've read, I'm not gonna lie, it was really dragging. The page total was absolutely terrible. I only read 40 pages in an hour. I'm just a slow reader. That's okay. It's getting really, really freaking good. Hey guys, it's the evening now, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to lay in bed and read because I am 100% hooked on this book, and the hook happened very shortly after I started reading the audiobook. I'm talking jaw dropping revelation happened during the presentation ceremony, and since then the plot has just continued to snowball. I am now 33% in. I would be so happy if I could read another 100 pages tonight before I go to bed. I'm gonna put my headphones on while I read. I don't think I'm gonna do immersive reading, and if you're curious on what I'm listening to while I read, it's typically some sort of fantasy tavern type of music in the background. Earlier when I was reading, I was listening to this playlist. I can't listen to anything with words unless it's the audiobook. It's midday the next day, and I had a full-on night of reading, so in order to avoid the afternoon slump, I definitely need one of these. I decided to try out Cosmic Stardust, which tells you 0 things about the flavor profile, but maybe the colors will, because there's lots of purples and reds, so I'm guessing this is going to be berry flavored. Oh yeah, it's grape. Hello, it's purple. It's good, but it's not as good as the Winter Wonderland one. Now, let's talk about last night. By the time I went to bed in the vlog, I'd only read 70 pages. But then I woke up in the middle of the night because I was a little restless, and it dawned on me that Direbound is actually on Kindle Unlimited. So I got super excited, downloaded it, and started reading immediately. So now I'm over 51% of the way through the book, and I only have this amount of pages left. I'm freaking out because I don't want it to end, and I already feel like I need book 2 because I am not ready to say bye to these characters yet. So that means I have the physical copy, I have the Audible, and I have the Kindle version of Direbound. Is it worth it? Absolutely. In all formats, in all mediums, read this book. And I'm not even done with it, but I feel strongly. If you enjoyed Fourth Wing, this would have been the perfect book to get me out of the Fourth Wing book hangover. This is amazing. And while I was reading, I started coming up with some theories, which I wrote down because creating your own theories while reading fantasy is half the fun of reading fantasy. Theory, I have number 1, and these are 100% just theories. I haven't looked up anything on the book, and I'm not finished, and I have 0 answers on whether or not these theories are correct, so they remain spoiler free. But theory number 1, her nickname that a certain person calls her is not a nickname. I think it's legitimate. And I think there's a deeper, multi-layered false pretense going on with the prince. Theory 3, I think that Stark knows everything, and I think he knows it because of his direwolf and because of Anassa, who are 2 very old direwolves and who have seen and been through many things. Those are my theories. So yeah, I am so deep into this book. I wish the second one was out. I want to read it immediately. On that note, let's find out when the second one is coming out. Okay, book 2 is going to be called Furybound, and it releases on May 5th. It feels so long away. If I had the second book, I would immediately go straight to it. Screw the rest of my TBR. I would read the second book immediately, and the third book if there was one. Another interesting thing I picked up on is I believe I grabbed the indie version of the physical copy, and then it was traditionally published, and I think that's when they did the duet audiobook. Because I've noticed when I would do some immersive reading, it's not 100% word for word, but it's honestly so minor. Yeah, that catches you guys up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish tonight, which is very bittersweet because I'm excited to know the rest of the story and what's gonna happen, because I just got to a part where a huge shift is happening and I gotta know what the heck she's gonna do. Right now it is nap time for the boys, but they have been sleeping for over an hour now. I maybe have 20 to 30 minutes left to read a little bit. Let's get back into it. So I just got alerted that we have an internet outage, and therefore my baby monitoring app isn't working right now. So I need to move out to the living room so that I can hear both of the boys in case they wake up. I can still read because this hobby is the best hobby ever because you don't need internet. I am now 63% into the book, and this is excellent, and I will be continuing later tonight. So I've been reading for a bit off camera, and I am 74% into Direbound, and who was gonna tell me that this is a 6-star read? Who was gonna tell me? Also, like, if this is true, how does that happen? How do I manage in one video to read a 5-star book and then move on to finding a 6-star read? I'll never top this again. I just know it. This will never happen to me again. So yeah, I definitely want to savor it. And I know I said I was gonna finish it tonight, and technically I could. I definitely have time and energy, but a large part of me wants to save something for tomorrow. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read 5 more chapters, and then that would mean tomorrow I get to read the last 100 pages. Let's get back to it. Do not be doing this. Ugh, I want to throw up. Something really annoying and disappointing happened, but it's fine. It's gonna be fine. But anyway, unfortunately, it looks like my camera is about to die. I'll do reading update in the morning. It's the next day. Sadly, we have exactly 100 pages left. We are at 80%. The time has come to finish Direbound. Sorry y'all, this might be the quietest portion of the reading vlog because things are just so tense right now, and something very sad just happened, and I just have growing suspicions that I need answers to pronto. I'm locked in. I knew it. I won't say which one I was right about, but I was right. We're basically at the 90% mark, under an hour left.
Where's the mom?
What are you doing?
I'm waiting for my family. I'm waiting for my mom.
Oh, honey, my sweet boy. And just like that, with 34 minutes left in the book, both of my kiddos have woken up. So I guess this is to be continued, but everything is coming together. And oh my god, it is so exciting. But I do have to get back to reality and go visit some family, and then I can come back tonight and finish the book and start editing this vlog. So I'll see you guys in the last clip. Okay guys, for real this time, let's finish Direbound. Last chapter. If I thought things were intense before, they're even more intense now. But alas, we must finish. Thank God for some levity finally. We're done. I was just perusing the back of the book now that I've finished it. If you read the acknowledgements, you find out that Sable is actually a pen name, which obviously I kind of guessed that, but it's a pen name for 2 best friends who got together to write this book. And it's their debut book, which is insane because this is so freaking good. It deserves all of the hype. I have absolutely no idea what book I want to pick up next after this, but we did finish 2 books in this reading vlog, so I'm very pleased with that and am content to end the vlog here. If you stayed for this whole time, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.